Hey guys, it's Uni, and today I'm going to be making a list of if I started Injustice 2 Mobile in 2024, who would I build? Alright, so we have the must build. These are characters that I would always build no matter what. Doesn't matter what mode they're for, it doesn't matter. I will build these characters. Likely to build. These are characters that are good and most likely I'll build them, but not always. Maybe these are like sort of good characters, but they're very niche. Not likely to build. These are characters that are really niche, not that good, and then never build. These are trash characters. Ones I would not give any kind of attention to. So we're gonna start with Manta. So Manta is one of those characters that is good on his own, especially for invasions. So I'm gonna put likely to build. In like the case of free to play, it's better to just use him as support for Beast Boy and solo raids. But if you have the money and gems to invest on him, he definitely isn't the worst. Alright, Batman Who Laughs. He's gonna be a maybe because he's good early game. His special to Unblockable and Sundered is good, but you also need him to have his gears, and he himself just doesn't do much damage in raids or invasions. Mostly, I would not build him, but him without gears is kind of decent to have the percentage health reduction. So he's not bad, but most likely I wouldn't build him, especially not as a first priority. Arkham Knight Batman, he's a likely to build because he's pretty cheap. If you get him, you get his gears for free, and he's just a pretty decent all-around character. Other than raids, he's more of a support for Batwoman the Drowned. But for arena, league invasions, and we don't even talk about CA anymore, but I guess CA is a consideration. I'll just say arena for now. He's not bad. I definitely used him a lot in arena. So then Zatanna, I'm gonna put likely to build because you don't necessarily need her gears. She's more of a support, but you don't really have to build her. You should level up her special too, but gears aren't really necessary. I personally built mine because I like her to be a tankier. Grodd, I'd say not likely to build. So he is good, don't get me wrong, but he can just be placed as a support and get gears. You could get gears for, whoever you're using, Batman Ninja Joker, Batman Ninja Batman. You don't really need him to be built, so that's why I'm putting him not likely, but he still is good to build, especially for arena and league invasions. Darkseid, must build. He's an absolutely must build character for league invasions, and he's relatively lower investment as you get his gears for free. He's not really that great in raids, but now seeing that league invasions is so popular now, he really is just that good. Deathstroke, I'm gonna say maybe. He's sort of in the same situation as Batman Who Laughs. He's good in solo raids and raids because of the health reduction, but you would never really build him unless you had his gears, which is the same situation as Batman Who Laughs. Collector, I'm gonna say likely to build. No, I'm gonna say must build, because he's also really cheap, really good all around, especially for arena and league invasions. Good defender, good. I guess he's okay if you want to use him, but he's more of a defender. Very annoying to fight against. And besides, he's free, and his gears are free. You just have to play his challenge. Shazam, not likely to build. He's not trash, but he's not good. He takes high investment, and he's worse than King in my opinion. But he definitely is fun. Martian Manhunter, not likely to build. Honestly, he's good, but his niche just really isn't important anymore. You can use him as support for extending buffs and debuffs, or just the debuffs, I believe, sorry. He's just never someone that I've needed to build, so I haven't even bothered. But he's not bad. If you have his gears, then he might be decent for you in arena. Beast Boy, must build. He's the best character in the game, although he's got some investment you need to put into him. Not a whole lot. You really just need 2 or 3 gears. Slap on Puppet, which is a free artifact, and you're gonna do so much damage. It's not even funny. He makes the game boring, honestly, because how good he is. Mr. Freeze, he's a maybe, because he really is high investment as well. Not only do you need really beta club to make him work, but you also need his gears, you need high star rating, you need Brainiac, and it's just so much that you need in order to use him in solo raids. He's just okay. He's okay in arena and league invasions, not great. Wonder Woman, I'm gonna say not likely. She's just not a good character, but she is free and her gears are free, so she might be good for early game, but really not late game. Harley Quinn, I'm tempted to put her in never build, but she isn't useless. You really do just have to get her gears in order to build her, and she just isn't that great on her own, which is where we're going to get into Enchantress. I'm going to say not likely to build also. Those two are good together, but they just are both high investment, low reward. They're okay for invasions, okay for arena, not good for solo raids or raids. I would not likely build them. Constantine, I'm going to say likely to build. You can get him from the solo raids, but you also have to get his gears. He's an okay character. I'm actually going to put him in maybe, because he's just not that good, honestly. He's okay in invasions. Blue Beetle is, I'm going to say must build. No, I'm going to say likely, because he's not so good to the point where you have to build him in order to do anything in the game. But he's really good for invasions. He's not great in every other mode, but he's pretty good in invasions because of his invincibility. Raven, likely to build. You don't really need her gears. It's a nice thing to have, but you don't really have to build her. You just need her for her darkness. Peacemaker, he's one of those characters that are really good if you have him invested in. I'm gonna say likely. He is good. You don't really need him, but he is a really good team. You don't even need Black Adam. You can just use Hawkman, which is a free character, and Peacemaker. You don't need gears on Peacemaker to make him work as long as you have Hawkman. Black Adam's nice to have. You don't need gears for him either. So I'm gonna say he's a really good character to have, but not, you don't have to build him. Robin King, maybe. You don't really need his gears either. You're puppet spamming with him with Batman the Drown. There's no need to build him. You can if you want. Justice League Superman, I'm gonna say likely. He used to not be very good, but now that League Invasions are out, he's pretty good. Put an Astro Harness on him and put him on Defender, and he's just gonna be pretty good for you. Not absolutely necessary to build. I mean, he's pretty good in Arena, but not very great in raids or solo raids. Orm, never build. Trash everywhere. Can't do nothing. He is so squishy and does no damage. He is not good in any game mode. Brainiac, I'm gonna say, is gonna be also a likely build. You really don't. I'm gonna say must build actually, because you need a few gears on him just to get that lethal. But other than that, you don't really have to build him. But overall, he's a really good support character for Brainiac, pretty much any legendary Manta. And he makes Mr. Freeze work. So, Black Adam, I'm going to say another likely to build. He is good, especially because of his health reduction, but he is also a good part of the Justice League. Oh, I'm sorry. He's a good part of the Peacemaker team. He's good pretty much everywhere, but you also don't really need to build him. I wouldn't invest into him too much. Scorpion, maybe. To be honest, he's fun and he can do decent damage, but just you need so much investment to make him work in a Mortal Kombat team that it's not even worth building him. You need Raiden, which is going to be a must build. He's king, but he needs to keep the enemy's power low in order to keep his damage stacks. His specials aren't great, but if you use him with Twin Blades or Beta Club in raids or solo raids, he'll be pretty good for you. All around pretty strong character. AGA, I'm going to say not likely. He's okay for P4 and some very few solo raid fights, but I'd probably almost never build him if I don't have to. You really just need to get that star rating up, and all you're really going to do is you can level him up for the special 1 power drain, but just tag him out and just make sure to tag him in and out, and you'll be fine. Sub-Zero, I'm going to say not likely to build. Actually, no, he's okay in Arena. Not great. He's usable. He definitely has a use. Not in the Mortal Kombat team like they wanted him to. But he's someone that you probably shouldn't build. Deadshot, never build. He's pretty trash, even the Suicide Squad team. Batman the Drown, must build. She's probably the second best character in the game. Good for free to play. All you need is just a Robin King, pretty much, and then John Stewart, Green Lantern, Arkham Knight, Batman. Puppet on Robin King and you're good to go. I mean, that's an easy one-shot team. King, must build. He's been known to be like one of the best characters in the game for years. I don't need to say any more. Good everywhere. Except for he's okay in Arena. Not that great in League Invasions, but he's just that good all around that I would build him. Power Girl, you really don't need to build her. You can if you want. She's really just there for support. Not likely to build. Hawkman, I would consider him a must build. He gives you another one-shot team with Peacemaker. And I'm going to say he's pretty low investment. So I think he's a must build personally. EST, I think he's maybe. He's like he's using like he's in the same team as Constantine. He's just good support, but unfortunately Constantine's just not that great. And you want to build him for that shield, but at that point, like if you're not going to build Constantine, don't build him. Supergirl, not likely to build. You can if you want, but I've been sitting at level 10 gears and I've been just fine. EPI is a must build. She's one of the best characters in the game. After she's ascended, you don't need Harley Quinn or Joker anymore, and she can be her own standalone damage dealer. Heartbreaker, I'm gonna say likely for both of them, because you don't really, after you get EPI ascended, you really don't need those two, but they are good for Arena and League Invasions. Batman Ninja Batman, must build. He's so good for the Batman Ninja team. Because even though his passive's not great, he works really well as a one-shot team with a beta club. Catwoman, likely to build. She's good if you can build her, but mostly just for League Invasions now. Harley Quinn, probably not. Just Batman Ninja Batman is just so much better to build. She's more of a, very, very last resort type of build. Batman Ninja Batman, or Joker, sorry. Likely to build. You actually don't need to build him to puppet spam, but he is a good character. Highly recommended. Batman Ninja Batman, Batman Ninja Joker, and Batman Ninja Robin. And use Puppet on Joker, beta on Batman Ninja Batman. And it's a pretty good team. Robin, I would build him if you can build him. Same thing with Catwoman. Would build if you could, but he's not necessary. Classic Batman, honestly, as much as I like him, never really build him. He's pretty trash. Classic Wonder Woman, not likely. You don't have to build her. She's a support. Can if you want. Classic Superman, however, I'm going to say likely. He's pretty good all around. He's not great in League raids or solo raids, but he can be all around pretty good character for Arena and League Invasions. Nightmare Batman, absolutely must build. Everything from his ambush all the way to his reflective shields, he's just that annoying of a character to put in League Invasions. He's just such a well put together character. It's just, he's perfect, absolutely perfect for League Invasions. And he's relatively cheap. You get him from Arena, get his gears from Arena store, you're good to go. JLA, not likely to build. He's not great. He can be okay early game, but overall, I probably wouldn't build him. Justice League Batman, I would say never build. I do like him also, but he's just not a great investment. Justice League Cyborg, maybe. He's good for arena, okay for invasions, not great for solo raids. Build him if you can build him, but if you don't have him in his gears, don't even bother. His return on investment is not great. Grid, don't build. He's okay, but just not worth investment. Justice League Flash, he's a maybe. He's in the same category with Cyborg. He can be good, but you really need to be high star rating, and you need Justice League Cyborg. And at that point, you're better off building other characters because of how rare Cyborg is. But he's not a bad build at all. All around, he's pretty good. Wonder Woman, I'm going to say at one point she was good, but now she's just useless. Silver Banshee, maybe. I'm going to say likely. She's not as good as she used to be, but she still does put in the work for raids, and she's okay in solo raids. Shazam, I'm going to say very likely to build him, actually. He's great for league invasions. He's a good support. He's a good defender. All around pretty annoying to fight against. Soul Stealer, never build, trash. Black Adam, not likely. He is good in arena, but he's just okay. There's better options. John Stewart Green Lantern, there's really no need to build him at all. You're wasting your materials. Just use him as a support for Batwoman Drown. Emerald Green Lantern, you really don't need to build him either. He's okay for early game, but just use him as a support. Don't really build him too much. Atrocitus, good for league invasions, very annoying to fight against. Black Lightning, I'm going to say don't build him. He's not great. He's okay in arena. Never build Batwoman. Never build Captain Cold. Never build White Canary. They're all garbage. Multiverse Flash, build him if you can. He's pretty good. Green Arrow, you don't really need to build him. He's an okay support. You can if you want. Supergirl, she actually is a pretty good character. I'm going to put maybe. She's a good character for league invasions, for support. Absolutely must build. The Multiverse Armor Supergirl is just so good for arena, league invasions. She's okay for league raids, not great for solo raids, but she's just really good in league invasions. Hellboy, never build. He's not absolutely useless, but you'll almost never need to use him. Cheetah, garbage. Dark Supergirl, garbage. She's okay in arena. Enraged Bane, garbage. Armored Superman, don't build him too much. He's okay in early game. Horrific Scarecrow, don't really build him. Use him as a support. Hush, never really build him. He's a fun character, and he's okay in arena, but he's a gold character that you actually have to buy his gears for, and he's just not great. Starfire, don't build. She's okay, not great. Catwoman, trash. Robin, I'm gonna say don't build him because you don't really need a combo builder. He's okay early game. Don't build Blue Beetle. Don't build Captain Cold. Don't build Firestorm. FBI, she's okay at early game, but I wouldn't build her. Atlantean Armor Aquaman, he's okay for arena, pretty low investment, so he's not terrible, but he's just not great anywhere other than arena. Nightwing, don't build him. He's not absolutely garbage, but he's just not great. Predator Batman, I love Predator Batman, but he's just not as good as he once was. He's good for arena. He's okay for League Invasions, but he takes a lot of investment and he's not that good for the amount of investment. Supergirl, never build. She's not great. Primal Swampy, not great at all. Pretty garbage. As much as I like Swamp Thing. Reverse Flash, not likely. He fell off a lot from back in the old days of Injustice. He used to be good for a Silver Banshee team, but just not really needed anymore. Red Hood, just use him as a support. Don't build him. Black Canary, don't build. Speed Force Flash, don't build. Use as a support. Grodd, not likely. He's okay for League Invasion defending, but just not the best option for sure. Cyborg, don't build. Unhinged Harley, don't build. Vixen, not likely to build. Use her as a support. Building her gears isn't necessary. Warrior Queen, don't build. She's okay early game. Silver Robin, not likely. He's okay if you need silver characters for League Invasions, but not necessary. Silver Superman, he's an absolute must build. He's one of the most annoying characters to fight against. He has a chance to ignore basic attack hits. So, and he has a super shield. So, not great to fight against at all. He's okay in arena, not great in raids, but pretty good in invasions. Low investment because he's silver. You can get him from the campaign. Joker, not likely. Same boat as Robin if you need silvers. Don't build Swamp Thing. There's better silver options. Wonder Woman's okay just because she has a super shield. Cyborg is okay. He can be sort of useful in invasions if you need silvers again. Dr. Fate is a maybe build. You really don't need to build him, but since invasions came out, you can if you want. Not necessary. Don't build Catwoman. There are better options. Maybe build Flash, same bow as the other silvers. You don't really need to build Deadshot. Green Arrow is okay, same bow as the silvers. Silver Lantern, I'm gonna say likely. He's not absolutely necessary like Silver Superman, but he's a good defender. Silver Grodd, you can use him for just to have a silver. Harley Quinn, don't use her. Bane, he's a pretty good support, especially early game. He's okay for League Invasions, but I wouldn't really build him. Scarecrow, likely to build. He's good for defender teams. He keeps the enemy tagged in by getting the hook and stunning you. But I wouldn't absolutely necessary. It's not absolutely necessary to build him. Wonder Woman, she just has a super shield. She's okay. Aquaman, I'm gonna say same thing with Dr. Fate. He's good for invasions. for just the silver. And then Black Canary, same boat as all the other silvers. And Silver Batman, I'm gonna put him on maybe, because he's an okay build. Actually, I'm gonna put him on likely to build. He's just pretty good, low investment, early game. He's good for invasions for the silver outposts. And yeah, that was my list. If you think that a character doesn't belong in a spot that it's in, leave it in the comments. And tell me what you guys think. But overall, I think this is pretty much the build ranking I would have for 2024. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you.